Hey friends, are you wondering what's ahead for the Atlanta housing market in 2025, especially for single family homes? Well, today we're going to drill down on what exactly is going on in the Atlanta real estate, from the city's booming economy, new home construction, population growth, interest rates, all that kind of stuff. I'm Holly Smith with the Cherry Tree Realty team of Keller Williams, and y'all stay tuned to the end because I'm going to share with you a surprising trend. One unexpected group owns about a quarter of the houses in Atlanta and what that means for you when you live here. All right, did you know that Atlanta's economy is now the 10th largest in the US? The city's GDP has climbed to about $276 billion annually. That strong economy is definitely attracting new people and businesses every day. In fact, Georgia has been ranked the #1 state for doing business for nearly a decade, and which that makes companies want to move here. Big employers like Cargill are opening new hubs in Atlanta, and Cargill's adding 400 tech jobs at a new office here. And if you haven't heard of Cargill before, they're a global food and agricultural leader. Another company expanding to Atlanta is Exotech. It's a robotics firm expanding their North American headquarters to Midtown with room for 250 employees. So when these companies bring in jobs, that means more people are going to be in the area looking for homes, right? Now, Atlanta is already home to corporate giants like Coca-Cola, Delta, Home Depot, and on top of that, a growing tech and finance scene is boosting local job opportunities. And when you push that job strong market, it's going to increase housing demand. So when people are moving for work, they need places to live, right? So basically, Atlanta's economical development and is just kind of full steam ahead with new investments and expansions. And if you aren't hooked yet, just wait until you hear how Atlanta's population boom is adding fuel to the housing fire. And remember, we have that eye-opening statistic about who owns a big chunk of Atlanta's homes. So stick around to the end. Now, Atlanta isn't just creating jobs, it's gaining people fast. The metro Atlanta population is projected to top 6.2 million by 2025, and each new resident needs a place to live. So from 2023 to 2024 alone, Atlanta gained 62,700 people. It's crazy, right? Counties like Fulton and Gwinnett each gained over 10,000 new residents last year. So you may have the question of why are so many people picking Atlanta to move to? One big reason is affordability. So when you compare it to other major cities like New York or San Francisco, Atlanta does offer a lower cost of living, especially when it comes to single family homes. So like here in Atlanta, the average price is $490,000. People can get more space for their money here, which is a huge draw, and also the great southern climate is wonderful too. Now, the steady stream of newcomers in the area does put pressure on the housing market. More folks, kind of creates a limited number of homes. And you might be wondering, are we building enough new homes to keep up with all this growth? The good news is that experts predict a bit of rebound in the housing inventory in 2025 as the market recovers from the pandemic-driven shortages. But home builders are trying to catch up, but they haven't fully closed the gap between supply and demand. And in fact, in 2023, builders in Metro Atlanta filed 7,500 fewer building permits than they did in 2022. But on the bright side, there are many development projects in the pipeline. New subdivisions and master plan communities are already underway in the region. For example, Rockhaven Homes recently bought 400 acres in Clayton County to create new homes, and this 400-acre site overlooks the J.W. Smith County Reservoir. Now in 2025, we're likely to see modest growth in home values rather than the record-breaking soars in equity that we saw during the pandemic. Experts anticipate a 2 to 3% increase in equity. While that's a smaller size compared to what we saw in the pandemic boom, it's still an increase. In fact, Atlanta was named one of Zillow's top 25 hottest markets for 2025. It's specifically ranked number 24. So if you're a buyer hoping for prices to plunge, that's unlikely. So the main reason prices aren't dropping is that there are still more buyers than there are homes for sale. Atlanta remains a very desirable place to live with a growing economy and steady movement of people coming in, and that helps keep the market stable. And if you're a seller, you can feel a bit more confident that your home's value won't suddenly drop. It's just more of a balanced outlook, not a crazy boom, but certainly not a bust. And we can't talk about the housing market without mentioning mortgage rates, right? The interest rates on what homes are looking like for 2025. Now, in 2023, mortgage rates went high. They are, climbed up to 7% and a little bit higher, which made borrowing more expensive than folks were used to. So the question you're probably now asking is, well, what's it going to look like for 2025? Well, the forecast is cautiously optimistic. Mortgage rates will likely still gonna be in the mid to low sixes. Kind of by the end of 2025, we'll see that lower 6 range. Now, 6% still higher than the rock bottom 3% rates we saw a couple years ago, but we're just not gonna go back to those ultra cheap loans anytime soon. So keep an eye on the interest rate updates. If you're planning to buy, you're gonna wanna work closely with a lender and be ready to take advantage of any kind of rate dip when they come along. We've got great local lenders that can keep you posted too, so just let me know. Now, another major factor in the 2025 market is housing affordability. Home prices have risen much higher than incomes in recent years, which means that many families find it hard to afford a home. And this affordability challenge is expected to continue in 2025. So just keep in mind that there are some great programs and grants for first-time homebuyers, and we do have another video that goes into great detail about that, so be sure and check it out if this applies to you. Also, some new home builders are offering incentives with lower interest rates to help buyers out as well. Now, remember that teaser about an unexpected trend. Now, here it is. Investors have a big presence in Atlanta's housing. The Atlanta area has more institutional or big company investors in its single-family home market than almost any other city in the U.S. And a recent report by the U.S. Government Accountability Office found that about 25% of single-family homes in Atlanta were owned by corporate investors in 2022. That's 1 in 4 homes, y'all. Companies like large rental firms have bought up thousands of homes to rent out. And on one hand, these companies provide rental options, but on the other hand, they can drive up competition for the remaining homes on the market. Local officials and communities are actively discussing this to ensure it doesn't price out everyday buyers. It's a unique factor for anyone that is house hunting in Atlanta you want to be aware of. Now, another factor is the lock-in effect. Many current homeowners have very low mortgage rates from the past few years, like in the range of 3 or 4%, and they're hesitant to sell and give up those great rates. And because of that, fewer existing homes are being listed for sale, and that keeps inventory low. People are choosing to stay put unless they really need to move because they don't want to give up their great rate. It's a nationwide phenomenon, but it's also, of course, happening in Atlanta too. So finally, think about and consider the broader economy. If we see continued job growth and if mortgage rates do dip in 2025, we could get a burst of market activity. More folks might decide it's a good time to buy, and some sellers might finally list their homes. Bottom line is Atlanta's 2025 market is looking steady and positive. The city's strong economy and job gains are drawing in new residents, which keeps demands up. And builders are adding new homes, and with many people coming, the market remains competitive. We're likely to see gradual price increases of around 2 to 3% this year, rather than a huge surge or any kind of crash. And mortgage rates should hopefully settle in the low to mid 6% range. Now, we love helping people find their perfect home in the Atlanta suburbs. So whether you're drawn by the job opportunities, the vibrant culture, or the promise of that sweet Southern lifestyle, we can guide you through the process. So y'all out and let us know how we can help you. Until next time, y'all take care. See ya.